Okay, we're doing 4 bars, right?
Yeah, we're gonna just vamp that 4 bars. Yeah, go ahead, Mike.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Chris Myers on the trumpet. Good morning, Unity at 10. We're going to stand and sing this song. Come on in. Will you stand and sing it? Standing outside the door of love and mercy. You wonder if there's a place there for you. You know there's peace inside, and still you're searching for someone who understands the pain you've been through. Where the Father waits with open arms, He's calling out your name. Come on in, welcome home. You are loved to belong here now. No matter where you've been, come on in, come on in. Come on in. You'll find a place of rest and illumination where God within you helps you to light your way. He knows the peace you need from the hurt you're feeling. He longs to hold you and to wipe your tears away. Where the doors are locked, the lights are on. What are you waiting for? Come on in, welcome home. You are loved to belong here now. No matter where you've been, come on in, come on in. With this room enough in this home of love for someone just like you. Come on in, welcome home. You are loved to belong here now. No matter where you've been, come on in, welcome home. You are loved to belong here now. No matter where you've been, come on in. Unity of Tampa, come on in. All right. Look at you guys. Wonderful group this morning. Thank you so much for being with us. Welcome to Unity of Tampa. I believe, Heather, is it you? I think it's you. You're first. Good morning. You should be good, I think.
Hello?
There you are.
Good morning. We are going to discuss the first principle of unity. Sunday school this morning, and we're going to take some interesting polls and activities, which I'll post later on the Facebook page for everyone to see. For now, I'd like to read a bit about God. Everything is God. From the clouds in the sky to the tears that we cry, in the sway of the trees, God's the little things that make us weak in our knees. God is in the words that we speak. God sits upon every mountain's peak, watching us as we sleep and pray, by our sides each night and each day. Being one with God gives us a choice. We can ignore his existence, or we can hear his voice. Thank you. All the kids come with me.
I am walking in the light, in the light, in the light. I am walking in the light of God. In the light, 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 in the light of God.
There we go. Hello, good morning. Welcome. It's the real me. All right. If you don't know me, Bobby does. I'm Pat Fenda, and I welcome all, and especially the new visitors. Anyone here that is new, please raise your hand. We just like to say, hey, fantastic. Thank you for being here. And guess what? Go back to the back and see David, and you get a free gift. Well, a gift is free. You get a gift. Yeah. All right. So thank you for being here. Now, hi out there in cyberspace and Facebook crowd and all of you out there. So you can get updates on the Sunday bulletin, the email newsletter, the Facebook, the website, the check-in, social media right now. Got it? And then silence your cell phone. Shh. We like to hear the service. Thanksgiving food drive is now through November 20th for our Turkey Day, helping out the needy. Love that. Okay, great. List in Fellowship Hall of all the things that they need. And today, membership class, refresh your knowledge. Even if you are not signing up to be a member, join it. You do get a free lunch. That's a gift. And you learn about what is unity. So it's open for membership, and those just want to learn some more and have some fun. And Thanksgiving Eve, that's the Wednesday. We're going to have a Thanksgiving meditation. That'll be lovely. Herein lies the peace of God, A Course in Miracles panel discussion. To welcome in the holidays is going to happen Sunday, November 27th. And we're going to have someone come up and speak to us later about all that. And, hey, we had so much fun. And I know that some of you did take our candy. But here's the spooky, the owl, look, the witch and that crazy guy. The trunks were wonderful. And we all had so much fun. So it was a spooktacular event. Oh my gosh, I have a picture of Batman and Robin with their Batmobile. It was so adorable. That it was really fun. That's the whole crew. There we are. Sam just sticks out, doesn't he? I don't know why. All right, it was fun. Hey, thank you, Snack Angels. Meet and greet and eat in Fellowship Hall after the service because there's food there and there's fun and you get to talk to each other. And we're always looking for Snack Angels, or just, deliver something to that space. That would be great. And then birthdays. This week, that's today. Look at who's here, Joanne Wells. Yay, happy birthday, Joanne. David Troll's not here, but happy birthday, Dave. Tomorrow is Melanie Espinosa. And on the 10th is Lisa Menard's birthday. So I know Mark's going to do something nice. So happy birthday to everyone. Have a wonderful Sunday. Anybody else who had a birthday?
We're going to sing him happy birthday.
Yeah.
Here we go, guys. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, God loves you. Happy birthday to you. Thanks for celebrating it with us this week.
Good morning. Look at you. Oh my gosh. It's so nice to be back. I missed you all.
Yeah.
I did. I actually missed being here. But I have to say, Reverend Virginia knocked it out of the park as I expected. And thanks to her. And I understand Charlie was here and he did a great job. So I hope you enjoyed him as well. And I'm just going to say that I think it's great to be back. I want to say a couple of thank yous. First, thanks to Pat and our board angels last week for helping out. I know Margaret was here to help. Elliot took care of a lot of things for us last week, so thank you. I also want to just mention that our Facebook audience, we never forget you, and we appreciate all of your messages. So thank you for that. For those of you who have not purchased your tickets for Peter Cater, they are going to sell out. We're hoping to have a sellout crowd for him. Remember, he's a multi-Grammy award-winning pianist. He was here last year. We've taken the only concert date for Tampa, and we've asked him to make it exclusive. So please come out and support him that night and us. It's December 2nd. You get a $5 discount if you buy your tickets in advance, okay? All right, so we're going to play this for you so you get an idea of who Peter Cater is, for those of you who don't know.
Hi, my name is Peter Cater, and I've been playing piano my whole life. It's taken me all around the world, many different countries and situations, and it's brought a lot of joy to me. Brought a lot of healing to me. Saved my life. Music has many times, and I believe that music is a bridge to people's hearts and souls, and connecting people all around the world. I love life. I love nature. I love intimacy and being real with people. And I feel like music really helps me and everyone else do that. I'm doing this little concert in celebration in support of the United Nations World Day of Peace. And it's an honor to contribute in this way. So thank you for listening.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
if that doesn't give you goosebumps, there's coffee in the fellowship hall.
Yeah. Yeah, he was incredible last year. I mean, I think you could hear a pin drop in here the whole time. So if you're interested, definitely get your tickets. Where are we? Yeah, and people are allowed to lay under the piano. And I just want to throw out, we also have 6 seats left, 6 spots left for our retreat in Montana with him next July. So if anybody is interested, he and I are facilitating the retreat for Just Unity folks. So you're welcome to join us. And tickets for this are online. We're not selling them. Okay. But I think if you go through the our website, you get the $5 discount, right? Okay, perfect. Thank you for that. All right, I want to bring up Oscar if I can. Oscar, so Oscar Bernard is who is facilitating the November 27th workshop, and I would like Oscar to just tell you a little bit about it.
Thank you, Nancy. Thank you. As Peter was saying, music saved his life. The Course in Miracles has saved my life. Gilda Rose is with me, co-facilitating along with 2 other panelists. So I am very pleased to be able to share a little bit more information about what we'll be doing on the 27th. That's 3 weeks from today, 12:30 to 2 o'clock. It's designed for anyone who has any interest in the Course, curious about it, new to it, or have you been doing it for years and years. We're going to be able to provide some information about what the Course is, our experiences with the Course, why it saved our lives. It also has a holiday theme. It is a panel discussion to welcome in the holidays. For most of us, holidays bring angst with it, a little bit of anxiety, sometimes dread, all kinds of emotions, overwhelmed, underwhelmed. So this helps us. One of the really tools of the Course is it provides that level, love, joy, peace, that can kind of go through the roller coaster of emotions. So that's one of the things that this panel discussion is designed for. It is called Herein Lies the Peace of God. That's the last line in the introduction to the Course in Miracles, and it's one of our favorite parts about the Course of how it brings peace into our lives. There are 4 panelists. 3 of us have bodies. 1 of us does not. So you know Gilda Rose. She has been facilitating, and she's from this congregation. Myself, Oscar Bernard, and then Mercy Berrigan, who is now co-facilitating with me on the Tuesday. And of course, the one without the body is Holy Spirit. No teacher of A Course in Miracles can come and share any information without being with Holy Spirit. So he will be certainly there with us as we present. It's a good idea to have signed up because we will have lunch in between. So the service and then lunch, and then at 12:30 we'll start our panel discussion. And we also have a gift, probably one of the first gifts of the holiday for you that we will give you to take home to help work through the holidays. And of course, one of the other things, the last thing, is the Course has 365 lessons for 365 days. So as we think about 2023 and really committing to the best year that we can have, this is a really great way for us to celebrate and to prepare for 2023. Did I miss anything? All right. All right.
Thanks so much. Shall we? All right, will you guys stand and sing God is My Source with us this morning? You got it. God is my source. God is my source. God is my power. God is my power. God gives me everything I need. So I give thanks. I give thanks for all my blessings. All my blessings. God gives me everything I need. Love is my source. Love is my source. Love is my power. Love is my power. Love gives me everything I need. So I give thanks. I give thanks for all my blessings. Love gives me everything I need. Peace is my source. Joy is my power. Joy gives me everything I need. So I give thanks. For all my blessings. Joy gives me everything I need. Peace is my source. Peace is my power. Peace gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. Peace gives me everything I need. God is my Thanks for singing it with me.
You guys. Our new song for the month.
That's it.
Hey, nice job. All right, we have one story today, and thank you, Oscar. I appreciate you coming up and sharing. We're going to have a great day the Sunday after Thanksgiving. All right, one story today to share. This is really awesome. I knew nothing about this. So this is called the Tampa Pig Jig. And at first I thought, are we really telling this story here? But listen to this. It said they held their 11th annual event at Julian B. Lane Riverfront Park on October 22nd with more than 70 grill masters competing for best barbecue to raise money to help people with rare kidney diseases. Among other bands this year's event was headlined by country music star Sam Hunt. Vince Chalura hosted the first pig jig in his backyard with his friends to help support another friend who was diagnosed with focal segmental glomerulosclerosis, FSGS, which is a rare kidney disease. It says, really just four guys kind of talking smack about who could cook the best barbecue is how it all began. We invited some people, had live music, and the people who came had such a good time that we morphed into what is now called the Tampa Pig Jig. They donate proceeds from the event to NephCure Kidney International, a nonprofit that works to speed up research into treatments for rare forms of nephrotic syndrome, a condition caused by FSGS. The vice president of this organization, Lauren Eva, said Tampa Pig Jig is its single biggest fundraiser, having raised, are you ready for this? More than $5 million. $5 million for the organization. She said their impact has been incredible, that there's so much research that has moved forward because of them, and now we're just a few years away from seeing some of the first drugs available. We couldn't be more proud. We're humbled to be part of such a special event. And that's the end of the story. Isn't that awesome? Yeah, great. Such great reminder. You know, every week I share stories for a reason, to remind us it only takes one person, one idea, one commitment, a willingness to give of themselves, and you never know what that's going to turn into. So it's just a great reminder. And with that said, let's get ready for meditation.
Lord, prepare me to be a sanctuary, pure and holy, tried and true. With thanksgiving, I'll be a living sanctuary for you. Lord, prepare me to be a sanctuary, pure and holy, tried and true. With thanksgiving, I'll be a living sanctuary for you. Lord, prepare me to be a sanctuary, pure and holy, tried and true. With thanksgiving, I'll be a living sanctuary for you. Sanctuary for you.
So just take in those words for a moment. Think about what we just sang or what you just listened to. Prepare me to be a sanctuary, pure and holy, tried and true, a vessel for good, a universal messenger for peace and love and joy in our world. And as you take a few deep breaths, let go of all the things you walked in here thinking about. And just focus solely on your breathing for a moment. Relaxing your mind and your thoughts and your breathing and your heart rate. Just be present in this very moment, in this perfect, safe, and peaceful time. And listen to the words I'm going to share, taking in what is right for you on this beautiful day. As I begin my day, I use the creative power of my thoughts and words to affirm my connection with others in a divine way. When I speak and when I respond from that place of love within me, I will always experience my highest good, and in turn bring out the highest good in others. In every verbal or written exchange, I pause to consider the right words that I can use that will share my message in the most caring and meaningful way. I envision my words having a positive impact on others, minimizing risks for potential hurts or misunderstandings. But I remind myself that I am human, and sometimes my words may not play out as I intended. In those situations, I find new words to resolve any tension and heal any wounds. In listening to the words of others, I avoid judgment and make every attempt not to take those words personally. I allow others the freedom to share openly and to ask questions when misunderstandings occur. Most importantly, I try to maintain a divine consciousness that embraces everyone and everything, including our differences. When I communicate with love and a divine consciousness, I experience positive outcomes and energy. And I create that same energy for those I am communicating with. There is a reason for my existence beyond me experiencing life. I am here to make a difference in the world in a positive way. I rest in the silence and take that in. The light of God shines brightly on my life. As I gently bring myself back to this moment in time, I am refreshed and relaxed and open to learning what is mine to hear today. And ultimately, I am at peace. Good morning, Logan. And big shout out to Melody, who's home recovering. So I'd like to begin with a quote today from the author Yehuda Berg. It's probably one of the most profound things I've read. I hope you feel the same way. It says, words are singularly the most powerful force available to humanity. Words have energy and power with the ability to help, to heal, to hurt, to harm, to humiliate, and to humble. Pretty powerful. But it's true, isn't it, that our words shape our lives. They shape our experiences. They change our world, for good or for bad. What we say to ourselves and what we say to other people can create or destroy our relationships. They're deal breakers. And yet we carelessly use words to comment and give our 2 cents on everything. We all do it. We all text unnecessary messages. We all respond with things we actually don't need to. And if we understood that what we choose to articulate could lift or change somebody's life, maybe we'd be a little more cautious. Because it can either bring darkness or it can empower somebody. It can make them go on in a very difficult day, or it could stop them in their tracks and put them right back to bed. Because words have energy, and energy builds. Like any other energy you've ever seen. Energy is going to build momentum. So what are we putting out there? And what is it we want others to hear from us? So a simple way from my perspective to understand this is through gossiping. Let's just start there. Everybody's been part of the telephone game. Remember when you were a kid, you played the telephone game, and you made a comment, somebody else made a comment, and by the time it went around the room, the comment didn't even represent what it started with. So we know how much energy goes into bad stuff. It's really easy to tell the bad stuff. Ooh, did you hear? Ooh, you're never going to believe what so-and-so did. And yet that energy, as it's going out to the universe, is hurting someone's life in that very breath. We can travel back in time thousands of years to the value words played. In really ancient days, a person who could articulate words was believed to be a representative of God. And if you could write those words, you were really powerful. And you must have come with authority, because words were what people used to govern their lives. Words were the policies. Words were the way we were supposed to live. All the rules placed upon us came from words. There's a psalm that I think says it best, Psalm 19. This is what it says: "The heavens declare the glory of God, and the sky above proclaims his handiwork. Day to day pours out speech, and night to night reveals knowledge. There is no speech, nor are there words, whose voice is not heard. In fact, their voice goes out through all the earth, and their words to the end of the world." You know, we talk here about the fact that our thoughts become prayers and our prayers become a reality. But so do words. Our thoughts create those words, and our words come out. But if our words are not divinely guided and they just come from our ego, guess what they do? They usually slap somebody sideways across the side of their face. If they're divinely guided, then we're going to come from that place of divine love, our natural place. And even if we're speaking about others and we're not speaking to them directly, the power those words have are incredible. And this is why it is so important for us to learn to pause before we speak. Pause to think about what those words might play out to be. What are we intending in the universe with what we're about to say? Now, this is especially true this week during political weeks, when everybody's going to share an opinion that I really don't want to hear. Because we do have one responsibility: vote. And then trust the process. That's it. Nothing we say will change it, I promise. If you didn't learn that already, you will now. You know, we might also be surprised to learn that our words made someone's day or prompted them to take action. Some of you may remember I shared a story a few weeks ago about a young man whose teacher had an impact on him. In fact, he spent months trying to find her just to tell her that it was because of her that he became an author. Who knew whatever she taught him in school would lead him to that place? And of course, the teacher was surprised and honored, but had no idea that that would be the moment. And this past week, a friend of my sister's, whom I've known for 30 years, but have never been with more than a handful of times, sent me an email. And I was stunned. Here's what it said. "You won't remember this, but in a conversation we had years back, I mentioned to you that I wanted to write a children's book someday. I had the idea, but had not prioritized it over all the other stuff going on in my life. I think I might have been congratulating you on completing one of your books. In any event, when we ended the conversation, you said this: 'Now get to writing that book.' 6 words. She said, I want you to know it turned out I used COVID to do it, and she went on to explain to me what she had created and how long it took her, etc. Now, I got the email, and I thought, I actually do remember the conversation because we were waiting for a table in a restaurant, I believe in Chicago, before my sister moved from there. And so I remembered the conversation, sorry, little nose dripping here. And I do remember telling her that, but I never knew she'd go out and write a book because of it. So who knows how our words affect people and what we leave them with and how many years it takes for those words to actually matter. Sir John Templeton suggests that we establish a practice of filling our thinking with joy and abundance and allow that energy to flow through our words. He says that's accomplished by first asking ourselves some questions. What mental and emotional responses do I want from life? And what mental and emotional energies am I sending forth with my words? Now, some of you here have written me emails over the years, and you may be surprised to know that many of those emails are flagged. And the reason they're flagged is because on difficult days, I read them. And I go through that list on a regular basis to remind myself on challenging days to be inspired by others and to keep motivated because people are just so kind in what they share. Now, Sir John gives us a suggestion for how we might get better at fulfilling what we're about to send out. First of all, he says, think about your word processor on your computer. When you start on your PC and you're writing a letter or you're writing a paper or you're writing an email, he said, immediately the word processor starts. It corrects your words, tells you what's better grammar if you've not used the proper words, and it helps you write. And he said, that's great. And if we could use the same approach in our heads, it would be really helpful. Now, from my perspective, how this works is we would think what we're about to say, see it play out in terms of impact and action, and decide, no, maybe not, or yes, maybe continue on. And think about that for a minute. If we wanted to share an opinion or a perspective, and we could take those extra moments, would we choose our words wisely? And would we rethink it if we took a moment? One of the reasons not to respond to texts and emails right away, because you're going to be, if it's something that charged you emotionally, you are going to respond, and you should not. We should not. But if we thought about it and we took a few extra moments, can you imagine how much time it would save us from having to go back and have all these corrective action discussions? Now, how many of you have spent hours repairing one thing you've said? Come on, don't do that. Don't act like you've never done what I'm talking about. We've all had conversations where we have spoken out of turn. Probably wish we could take it back, but we can't. But if we thought about how much work it was, we probably would be more cautious. I want you to think for a moment of one person who spoke to you and whose words you can recall right now. Just peruse your memory and pick one of those people who has spoken to you and made some kind of impact. If you can recall it, then there was an impact, whether that was positive or negative. Maybe a family member, teacher, or friend. Now, if the exchange had a negative impact, the one that you're recalling had a negative impact, and there's still need for forgiveness, then maybe you should think about that. How can you make this right for yourself, change your perspective, and see this from the lens of somebody else and their perspective? The only purpose for that would be to heal your own wounds. And sometimes we carry around unnecessary wounds, and when we do, we are spewing negativity on everybody else who didn't have anything to do with that. You know, we've talked about the big bubble that fills up because we haven't let any of that anger out. And all the bubble is full of it, and all somebody has to do is say one thing to us or do one thing, and then boom, out goes that balloon. And that person, that poor, sorry person, is dumped on with all the anger we've carried around for months. And they don't even know what they did. Through our words, we can change the relationships we have that aren't working well, and we can move past situations or allow what happened to keep us estranged from each other. But what I want you to remember that's most important is words can never be taken back. I want you to think of your words, starting today, as echoing in a tunnel or in the mountains. And you hear them. Hello, 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 right? You hear them. You're stupid, 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 stupid. I'm so irritated, irritated, irritated. Out it goes. I'm exhausted, exhausted, exhausted. Think about it. Everything you're putting out, imagine the energy that's building and where it's going and who it's landing on. The best approach to avoid polluting the air with our negative words and creating some bad virus that's going to dump on everybody is for us to come from a place of love, divine love, not emotional love. If we have loving exchanges with people, we pause and calm ourselves and don't react and we don't judge, we could actually have healthy exchanges. Unity co-founder Charles Fillmore taught the importance of understanding that we are vehicles for divine good to occur and that divine ideas are manifested through us. He said this, the true prophet of God does not even have to write his words down. He speaks them, and through their own inherent power of perpetuation and growth, they will find their way into the minds of others to uplift and heal. But he also wrote this, which I find really meaningful. The word of truth has life in it. It has power to restore and make whole. It cannot perish or grow less with the changes that come with the fleeting years. The more spiritual the individual is who gives forth the words, the more enduring they are. And the more powerfully the words move people, the more surely they awaken them to their divine nature. That was written in the 1800s. And it's still just as meaningful today. We have power in our words to change the world. Let's look at our takeaways for today. The power of our words can bring good to us and others if we can do these 4 things. 1, learn to pause before we speak. Take time to determine our intentions. Number 2, choose our words wisely. The right words will be heard rightly. Number 3, change our perspectives. See things from the lens of others. And number 4, make a difference in the world. Positively shape someone's path. Our affirmation for today is, I use my words for God's good. Let's say that together. I use my words for God's good. Our quote for today is from Nasser El Khusro. Your words are the seed. Your soul is the farmer. The world is your field. Let the farmer look to the sowing, that the soil may abundance yield. Let's take that in. So we pause now to reflect upon all the words we put out in the universe, recognizing the good that we brought and taking ownership for the words that probably didn't bring as much good. We affirm that when we come from a place of divinity, our true divine self, the God within, that we will always know the right thing to say and do, as long as we keep our ego in check. And we give thanks for all the wisdom that is bestowed upon us every day, and we affirm our ability to listen, reflect, and then speak. Amen. If you have a personal prayer need, please feel free to fill out one of the prayer cards in the back of the seat and place it in the prayer box on the left when you walk out. We're always here to pray for people, and our chaplains do a great job every week. So in our giving affirmation, every week we say this affirmation because we have faith in God, right? And we know how important it is to talk about abundance in a good way. So I want to tell you, we received a check this week from Unity Worldwide for $487.59. And here's what it said. Dear Unity of Tampa, Unity Worldwide Ministries believes in the power and blessing of tithing. We also recognize all of the lives you touch and inspire through your work. So we are passing some of this tithing blessing on to you. Please use these funds to support your cleanup efforts after the hurricane. Isn't that cool? Yeah, so we tithe to them every month, but this is the first time they tithe to us. That's pretty awesome. So we're going to say our giving affirmation because we believe in this presence, okay? Are you ready? We have faith in God as our instant, constant, abundant supply and supplier. We have faith in God to open ways when to the human sense there is no way. We have faith in God to guide us in all our ways, and our health, happiness, and prosperity are assured. Thank you, God, for your abundant good now flowing forth to meet our every need. Amen. And with that, I will turn it over to you.
1, 2, 3, 4. May the light of the Spirit shine on me. May the light of the Spirit shine on me. May God's grace and God's love make this a brighter world. May the light of the Spirit shine on me. May the light of the Spirit shine on you. May the light of the Spirit shine on you. May God's grace and God's love make this a brighter world. May the light of the Spirit shine on you. Shine on, shine on, shine shine on you. And may God's grace and God's love make this a brighter world. May the lights of the Spirit shine on, shine on, shine on, shine on, shine on, shine on, shine on. May the lights of the Spirit shine on you. May the lights of the Spirit shine on you. And may the lights of the Spirit shine on. Thanks, guys. Thanks to my team. Appreciate you guys being with us. Thank you for all the support this morning. Wonderful group. And I think we're going to close with the prayer for protection and the peace song. Will you guys stand up? We'll do the peace song first.
Now let's join together in saying the prayer of protection. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is great. Thank you for being here today. Have a wonderful week. And if you're part of the class, just stay in here if you would. If you're not part of the class, head over to Fellowship Hall and get some food. Thank you and have a blessed week.